Moving on to episode 2, the big three. Now, the context of this is what they go after: sexuality, abortion, things that are outwardly seen. They're hot button tribal issues. They're designed to bring about moral shock and be like a cultural flashpoint and provoke some sort of emotional thing going on. But now the three big sins are obvious. The LGBTQ, the abortion, and the identity stuff. It's visual, and it gets people going. It really does, and that's why they focus on the big three. And they don't really address the pride, the gluttony, the ego, and all these other things, adultery and heterosexuals. They won't call out a heterosexual. It's not like who's cheating on their wife or who's cheating on their husband. They always go after people who they think appear to be sinful. Now, Charlie's intent is to maximize political momentum and activate these people to vote. And one of the things he does is he uses the sins to create villains. So it's an enemy-making system. It's designed to make enemies. It does rally the base, but the way it's designed, it creates a lot of enemies. And they are really big on fundraising. They're really big on emotional appeal, and they're very big on mobilization. That is the goal. The goal is to mobilize, not seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness. Jesus never hunted identity groups. He was always grace-driven. He always had an open invitation. He was always humble. Paul listed many, many sins. Okay, he didn't focus on the big three, these big outward sins that trigger everybody. But politics needs them. They need some moral high ground. And Jesus always ran towards the sinner, not away. Very important. Now, the big three are political leveraged. It's like a tool that they can strategically use to build their momentum. It's their identity-coded, narrative-friendly kind of language that they use. And the problem with what they're doing is it actually requires visible sin. You need to have optics of sin. You need to have symbolism. You need to have public contrast. You need to have simple targets and predictable patterns in people. They love the conflict because the culture war thrives on conflict. It's tribal heat, it's combat energy, it's escalation, division, polarize, identity. And Jesus heals these groups, all right? That's what he does. He restores them, he transforms them. Jesus is grace-driven and compassionate and empathetic. So don't let politics define your moral priorities. Refocus, be discerning, and prioritize Jesus Christ as your anchor, because outrage isn't discernment. Visible sin isn't a different species. There's no celebrity sin like they're making you believe. I've often thought, and I've actually kind of been in these situations before where out at a party and you got Christians, you got Muslims, you got whatever, you got gay people, you got straight people, you got transgender people. I've been around a lot of people, and I always choose and I always gravitate towards the people who to me seem to be the most honest. That's just me. I will not just hang with Christians because they're Christians. I will hang with people because I think they're honest and I think they have integrity. I'm not going to judge them by the sin that they're in. So basically, Turning Point USA does not have biblical priorities. They're misaligned. Jesus didn't create enemy groups. TPUSA amplifies division. Jesus heals it. Okay? There's no fracture in the way Christ went about things. He was always there to repair and to reconcile. And once you see the strategy, you will never unsee it. We need clarity. We need discernment. Episode 2, The Big Three, over.